What's good, everyone? It's your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. So, we have a situation here where a lot of women are getting online saying that they would never live with a man again. And listen, look, let's check this out, see what's going on, because the thing of this is that while they're telling their side of the story, we as men have our own side of the story too as well. So let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes.
Saying why we never want to live with a man again. I've lived with four men. I've lived with four men romantically, and I never want to live with a man again. And I'll tell you because if I ever come home or if I'm home and a man just randomly asks me, what are we doing for food? Or are you cooking today? No. Don't ask me that. Do not ask me that. No, I don't want to ever hear that ever again in my life. No. Also, I have a 5-bedroom house. And I use every single one of my rooms, and they're mine. My daughter lives with me still because she's a teenager, and she has her own space, and she can leave her shit all over the house, and it's okay because it's just me and her. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I would hate for a man to have to come in here and be like, "Can you move your stuff?" No, I can't.
So you have no discipline in your home. I mean, I don't even leave my shit all over the place in my own house. just to keep, my home in a decent space. Even if I have, company, loved ones, aunts, uncles, family members, definitely my child. So, so, my child, she has her own room, things like that. It's just no. And yeah, I'm not married. So, what I'm saying? Yeah, my child is, born out of wedlock, things like that. But, what I'm saying? My child has her own space in my home. But the thing of this is yes, it's it makes no sense. What do you mean? You just allowing things to be, you allow your child just to have shit all over the place. You probably do as well. She looked like she has just shit all over the place.
I don't want to. I have a closet. I have a really big walk-in closet, and I have a lot of clothes. Probably, I would assume, like maybe 25% of my clothes are clothes from the 90s that I don't even wear anymore. Or maybe I don't even fit into them. I don't even fit into them, but I still have them, and they're hanging up nicely in my closet. And I don't want a man to be coming in there and being like, I need room. I need a drawer. No.
I need room. I need a drawer. I know you don't, baby. I know you don't.
I gave a drawer too. He complained because it was only one drawer. I'm like, motherfucker, you should be happy that you're living with me. No. And you want more? More? No. There's a million reasons why I don't want to live. The last man that lived here, I used to have a ton of plants. So many gorgeous plants. I had probably close to 40 or 50 plants. Gorgeous. A man moved in, his energy killed them all.
The man's energy killed all of the plants. So
now, before Anton gets to speaking, listen, look, I grew up in both my sides of the family. You know what I'm saying? My mother's side and my father's side. The women in my family both had plants. And I'm not knocking it. I still have plants in my home to this day. Plants do provide and see, this is some photosynthesis shit that y'all haven't been taught in school nowadays, because y'all not being taught a lot of things in school. Yes, it's good to have plants in your home. Plants keep fresh air going, things like that. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to grow plants, you can grow fruits, vegetables, herbs, all types of stuff. So yeah, it's good to have plants around. Because I grew up with plants in both my homes on both sides of my family. So yeah, I'm not, you know, I still have plants to this day. Like I said, I really do have plants growing in my home. So, you know, this is crazy out here. You know, man, let's keep going. This is Jesus.
Let me tell you what I see, right? Pack rat holding on to stuff from the 90s just to be spiteful,
Right.
dirty, don't want to change, don't want to cook. And basically what women are saying, they're not actually giving real reasons or examples of why it would be bad to live with a man. They're basically telling you how spiteful they are and how degenerate they want to be. And they're doing it because they're bitter about past relationships and breakups. Number one, I would never advise for a man to ever move into a woman's home, especially after another man had already been there and lived there. Never, ever do it. I don't know what kind of homosexual activity that's happening out in the culture today, but that's not what I'm advocating for. But secondly, if you look at the state of how women are and their mentality of these particular women, you wouldn't want to live with them anyway. And you probably want to separate yourself. Fun only, that's all you want.
Right.
Fun only, that is all you want. You don't want to put yourself in a situation that have to suffer because she's feeling some type of way about a past relationship. And then she starts to take it out on you because she hasn't healed.
His bad energy killed them all. He killed me too, basically. It was horrible, horrible energy. Never again. Never again.
So there's a content creator on here. If I can think about it, I'll tag her in my caption below. And recently, she has ruffled a few feathers because she has said that she doesn't want to live with a man. Specifically, she said she doesn't want to live with anyone, but more so a man. And the comments are a bunch of men who are offended, a bunch of pick-me's who just don't get it. And I agree with her. I agree that living with a man sounds exhausting. Don't want to sign up. Because the other parts of those comments were women who are like, don't do it. You know, keep your peace. Ladies, keep him away from your house. And I'm like, oh, wow. Gee, thank you. And I am someone who...
There's nothing like listening to a bunch of bitter people on the internet that is bothered about a past situation because they haven't taken accountability for the person that they've chose to live with and or haven't taken accountability for themselves, giving other people advice. And why do we take advice from people that are unsuccessful in relationships? I've always wondered that. Like, why are people basically trauma bonding? And that's what the internet has become from a social media perspective a lot of times. It's not fun. It's not something where people just look at funny stuff and enjoy. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining at all. I love it. I love it because I get to listen to you guys tell your stories about how miserable you are. And then I get to tell you how you cannot be miserable, knowing that you're not going to take the advice, but at the same time, it becomes entertaining. And so I am very blessed and thankful that you guys have chose to trauma bond with each other because it is a blessing beyond anything that I could have imagined in my entire life outside of my own situation being blissful and phenomenal. But my point is people are really listening to each other and taking bad advice from each other and thinking that it makes sense.
Went from I was living alone. I lived alone for a total of 4 years, actually, my own apartment for 4 years. And then I moved home to help out with family. And I am trying to actively go back out and get my own apartment again. You're going to have to...
Translation, I went broke.
Pry that shit from my cold dead hands. I will never live with anyone ever again. I used to make this joke, but now it's becoming more of a reality where my ideal relationship is very Parisian and we are going to have our own places. Yep, we could have a shared house where we have like a split wall where we just can visit and have shared spaces. And of course, sleepovers are always welcome. But at some point, at the end of the day has to end and I need my own space. Mama needs alone time.
This is wild out here. And okay, fine. What she say? Mama needs alone time. Okay, then. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Be alone then. This is wild out here. Jesus Christ. So let's keep going because we need more context in the situation.
Okay, these videos I'm seeing where the women saying they don't want to leave with the man because they want to wake up, look at a mess. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna do that anyways. Either you gonna be there or you not. You not there when I'm looking at the mess. It's crazy. At this point, he might be a down low. and he don't really like you for real, sis, because a real man don't care how you look. If anything, they like you better when you look a mess, because sometimes when you look a mess, that's when you look the prettiest. I mean, I do. I look good in anything I put on. Even if I look a mess, baby, the face never declines, baby. I'm always looking fire. I don't know what y'all seen. Y'all better get some ump and some confidence about y'all motherfucking selves, for real.
My issue is that these new age women are always trying to say that a man is down low because he has certain preferences. This is ridiculous right here. Now, the thing of this is that growing up in a two-parent household, growing up with other family members and stuff like that, when we have, you know, family get-togethers at our house and stuff like that, yes, I do see the women in my family not, you know, dolled up and stuff like that. I see them out. See, this is the issue here. If you have a true family, you're going to see the women in your family, you know what I'm saying, in a certain, you know, different way. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be, you know, relaxed and stuff like that. And that's what family is. Both for the men and the women. The women are going to see the men in their relaxed state within a real family, and in a real family also, the men growing up, the young boys growing up, things like that, you're going to see the women in your family being relaxed. That way you will know how women are at home. So when you get married, you're not expecting your wife or, you know, things like that to be this dolled up lady at home all the time and stuff like that. And, you know, say this is the issue here, that, you know, due to, you know, internet, all society, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, we're expecting women to be dolled up all the time. And also these women are expecting men to be these, you know, prestigious men all the time and stuff like that. Like, you know, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is here. And it's sad that we've lost this thought process about how humans work within a relationship when you're at home in the most intimate settings amongst each other, you know, and it's ridiculous. Let's keep going.
Why I'll never live with a man ever again.
Okay.
The first reason is a serious one. It can be very difficult to get someone out of your house once they live with you. It's not like you can say, hey, we're broken up, get the hell out, and poof, they're gone. That rarely happens. I mean, hell, if the guy's living with you and he's being an asshole, you might have to go through a whole eviction process. Nobody wants to do that. And the unfortunate part is you never know who the guy truly is until you've lived with him. Second reason, I just don't want to hear what's for dinner ever again in my entire life. Third reason, I can decorate this place.
I don't understand what's going on with women nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You know, talking about don't want to hear what's for dinner. But then, no, too, I don't want to hear shit from you when somebody breaking in the fucking house. What is this? And I mean, this is just honest here. This is just honest. That's fine. I ain't got no problem with defending my fucking home at all. With no discrepancy, with no sitting around here, oh, you know, I got an issue and things like that with defending my fucking home. None of that. But you got a problem when I ask you, you know what I'm saying, baby, listen, look, you know what I'm saying, can you, you know, throw a little bread together while you also in there cooking you something to eat. But the problem is 9 times out of 10, most of these bras in here don't even fix their own selves food no more. And that's the issue. Like, how you don't even cook for yourself, let alone out. Let's take this outside of men. A lot of these women don't even cook their own selves healthy foods. A lot of these women don't even cook for themselves. So, yeah, that's the reason why they offended when a man asks them to, you know, fix them a sandwich or, baby, you know, you in the kitchen already, you know, shit, 9 times out of 10, they not even in the kitchen anymore, fixing their own selves food. They too busy eating out, taking in all this bullshit ass food, fast food, all this other type of stuff that we eat in today's society that's filled with all types of tremendous ass bullshit and stuff like that, instead of fixing yourself something to eat at home.
However I want. If I want to paint these walls chartreuse, I can do that. And I don't have to ask a soul. Number 4, everything stays really clean. I don't know what it is. You can live with the cleanest man in the world, but everything still stays dirty. And on the clean note, there's never a bunch of pee around the toilet because they couldn't get it in the toilet. Yeah, I don't have to clean that either. And last but certainly not least, I don't ever have to beg a man to do chores and then have them come back to me going, I don't know how to do that, when it's the simplest of tasks, but they're making it difficult because they didn't want to do it in the first place.
Nah, what type of men are you dating out here that can't do simple tasks and stuff like that? Because you women nowadays are dealing with men that didn't have a father and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was raised with all 3 of the men that I needed in my family. Grandfathers and father on both sides. But I had both of my grandfathers and my father. I know how to fix a car, which, you know, nowadays cars are getting complicated. You know what I'm saying? You can't just, you know, you have to do other things now with a car. But I do know how to fix pipes in my house. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. And, you know, I don't have no issue with fixing things. What type of men are you broads out here dating? And then you want to sit here talking out the side of your neck about, you know what I'm saying, the men that you're dating. Yeah, because you're choosing these types of men. But the men that are standing on business, that actually can fix things, can redo sink pipes, you know how to fix toilets and all that type of stuff, where it won't cost the family any fucking money and things like that. And, you know, at least not major money. Yeah, you got an issue with that because he stands on business. He's not going to tolerate a bunch of bullshit. And let's go back to what she said here. Let's go back to what she said here. Something. Hold on.
Yeah, we're not. I don't know what it is. You can live with the cleanest man in the world, but everything still stays dirty.
Or it still stays dirty. So just like when it still stays dirty, you know what I'm saying? When you use the bathroom too, as a woman, and I go in the bathroom after you, because I've lived with women too. And like Outkast said, I know you like to think yo shit don't stink, but lean a little bit closer and your roses really smell like boo boo ooh. Yes, I've been in the bathroom after the ladies that, you know what I'm saying, I've lived with and stuff like that have lived with me. Not the other way around. And your shit stank, baby. So don't sit here and talk about all this stuff. And I'm gonna get real with you right now. When you leave your menstrual cycle things in the trash can, and as a man, as I take out the trash in my house, they're still in there. Oh, but nobody wants to talk about that though. Hold on. Big screen. Nobody want to talk about that though, right? When real men are living with women and you have your menstrual cycle stuff in the house, and I take out the trash and I do my due diligence as a man. Oh no! See, this this the thing right here. This the thing right here. Yeah. My shit stink. Okay, I'm not denying that, because we all human beings, and our feces stink, regardless, male, female. But you want to sit around here and think that, you know what I'm saying, your shit don't stink too. Nah, ma'am. Sorry, that ain't how I go down. That ain't how I go down. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it go down. You know what I'm saying? Let's go here now. Let's check this out.
Not wanting to live with a man because you want to be disgusting in peace. Because honestly, I've been living this truth for quite some time now. Like 90% of the time when I'm in my house, I'm probably just farting and eating snacks. My hair's greasy as fuck. It smells like shit. It probably would stay in this position if I stood like, honey, it ain't going nowhere, baby. It's just staying like that. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. I haven't brushed my teeth yet. I haven't washed my face yet. I'm sitting here, my armpit smell from work last night. Like, I haven't showered yet. And you know what? I don't give a flying fuck because whenever I leave the house, okay, not whenever, I'm gonna say 90% of the time when I leave the house, I'm put together and I smell clean. But like, no, when I'm in the house chilling by myself, eating my breakfast, watching The Office in the morning, fuck no, I'm not done. My leg hair is probably half an inch long at this point. Because why the fuck am I gonna shave my legs right now? I'm not shaving my legs right now. I don't even think I've shaved my armpits, to be quite honest. And I live in a warm climate. But either way, that's neither here nor there. No, I don't want to live with a man. Living with a man is like performance theater. And that's just not for me. I'm not fucking cleaning up my shit. I have fucking snacks in my bed. I was eating snacks when I got home last night from work, slept right next to the fucking snacks. I don't give a flying fuck. Woke up this morning, had 2 chips for breakfast before I even got up. And you know what? Then I got up and made my real breakfast. And my real breakfast being a bagel. Okay. And something that I've personally experienced when living with a man in the past, I'm not about to be lectured on what the fuck the nutrition facts are on the food that I'm eating. Every fucking morning I would wake up and have a bagel for breakfast. My boyfriend would be like, well, is that all you're going to have? You're not going to have any protein? No, I'm not going to fucking have any protein. Get the fuck out of my face. God forbid I want to sit down and have a bag of chips. God forbid I want to sit down and have you know what's in that, right? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm not about to be lectured on my hygiene, and I'm sure shit not about to be lectured on the fucking food that I'm eating. I don't know what.
You know, I mean, she probably had been dealing with a dude that's like, you know what I'm saying, a nutritionist, some to a degree, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Most average men ain't on that point. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Most men ain't on that point and things like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women out here be dealing with men that, you know, I mean, I don't know what type of dude she been dealing with. It just is what it is, though. But you know what I'm saying? She talking about her hair is this and that, and she, you know what I'm saying, this and that way. You know, like, ain't no real man expecting to wake up beside his woman every day and think that she gonna be dolled up. You know, like, come on. I'm just being honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't you know, she wake up with stank breath every day, just like I wake up with stank breath, or a man wake up with stank breath. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? You got to relieve yourself in the morning, just like, you know what I'm saying, she got to relieve herself in the morning. You know, these are normal human functions. You know, we live in a society nowadays where we have these illusions that everybody's supposed to be these perfect people when they wake up in the morning. But this is crazy. This is crazy. But at the same time, though, too, you know, some people, you know, go outside the box and they deal with people that are truly not equally yoked with them. And that's the reason why they getting the results that they're getting. You know, it just is what it is on that point. Let's keep going here, because this is real talk. Hold on. I got something for you guys. Let's go here now.
When y'all women saying that y'all giving y'all reasons to why y'all don't want to live with a man, I'm finna give you my reasons to why you should live with a man. But to the women that's on the trend saying that they don't want to live with a man because they don't want to wash their ass and they don't want to have to cook and they don't want to have to do all of that, this one ain't for you though, baby. Yeah, I know you don't want to take your trash out and pump your own gas. Yeah, that's understood. But when it's time to go get your car service and you don't know shit about cars, that's when your man will come in handy for you. And that toilet and that sink get backed up or whatever at your house that you own, because you ain't gonna rent forever when manifest it for you. It'll be good if you had a man to fix it, huh? Well, the southern women who love flowers and gardening and stuff like that, that mulch get real heavy. You don't want to have to carry that 5 and 10 bags of mulch out of Lowe's to fix that garden so we can win yard of the year, do it. When it's that time of the month and you irritable, you don't want to deal with nobody, maybe not even me. I know damn well you don't want to deal with the people at Walmart standing in line for no eating pads, do you? I see some of the women saying that they would rather walk around the house ugly and with their button on and eat goldfish. It's okay. You got a real man that really is for you. You know, you ain't got to worry about being dressed up like no Instagram model walking around the house, baby. I love that moo-moo. And to the men out there, we losing the women, bro. Like y'all gonna get on this trend talking about y'all don't want to wash y'all ass, y'all gonna miss the message. They tell you the other stuff too, like that when they get into a relationship, they don't want to live with no man because it seems like all the cleaning duties fall on them, man. Get your ass up here, wash some dishes, man. That's the message back.
Listen, look, it is what it is here. Any man's gonna take care of his household. But see, the problem is that in the 21st century, you know what I'm saying, that, due to the feminist movement, a lot of things that, you know what I'm saying, women been placed out of, you know what I'm saying, their duties and stuff. And, just keep it honest here. Women have to go to work and all this stuff today, which women have always worked, but it's been amplified to a different degree now. And, you have women that make more, things like that. There's certain type of men, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Not all men, but, certain type of men. And this is where they at, you know what I'm saying? And they feel a little bit different because they make certain amount of money. But this is the thing here. When women got took out their place and stuff like that, and men got put in a different place in society, now we have these issues, but cleaning and stuff like that, just like men need to take care of the home, period, outside, and, you know what I'm saying, the plumbing, the you know what I'm saying, know how to fix things, stuff like that. And I get what's going on in society nowadays. Some men don't know how to change a fucking pipe in the fucking sink. Just like some women fucking, you know what I'm saying, don't know how to cook. And this is where we at. But all I'm saying is, though, what's being done here is a tremendous disrespect to both sides. And that's the reason why we having all these issues, is that, you know what I'm saying, everybody not being in their place. And I know people don't like to hear that, you know what I'm saying, everybody got a certain place, but animals have a certain place and they know their place and stuff like that, and they've been doing the same thing for thousands of years. But we as humans have this thought process that we're so much more intelligent than everything else on the planet. But yeah, nah, it is what it is here. And this is the fact, you know what I'm saying? So, we're going to keep going. And I got one last thing. People. Because it is what it is here. And we're going to check this out.
So do you want to hear something funny but seriously gross? I've been single for the last 6 years, having before been in a relationship for like years and years. Now, occasionally I have thought about stepping into another relationship, but one of the thoughts that comes up for me, and look, I have a lot of thoughts about this, but one in particular that comes up for me, and this one comes up every time. Now, some of you will know this intimately. Now, when you get out of bed in the morning and you go to the toilet, and your foot steps on something sticky directly in front of the toilet. You hetero girls will get this one. Is it from not aiming properly or dripping? Look, I don't know. But in my last relationship, I trained myself not to step in front of the toilet because it's gross. But I've been single now for the last 6 years. That training has gone, long gone. I'd have to train myself again if I were to live with another man. I'm sorry, but that's just way too hard.
Yeah, I get it. It's way too hard. Listen, look, from what she said, the the stickiness in the toilet. My question is, what type of men are you dating? Have you checked these men's family backgrounds? And, like I said in this previous broadcast, I grew up with both men and women in my family, and I was taught certain things and stuff like that, to let the toilet seat down and stuff like that. And You know, because the men in my family actually respect the women in my family, and they respect us as men. So, you know, this is the case here. The thing of this is you know, okay, she's saying that she's dealt with a man that is just, you know, a wild shooter, you know, he's just, you know, doing this and woo the woo and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If a man really cares about his home and stuff like that, he's going to not do certain things. Just like a woman, if she cares about her home, she's not going to leave certain menstrual cycle things all over the place. Like I said, I've lived with girlfriends and stuff like that. I'm not married, but I've lived with girlfriends and stuff like that, you know, for periods of time. And you know what I'm saying? I know how women are in relationships and things like that. Just like, you know, you women out there know how men are in relationships. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's not sit here and point fingers. Let's not do that. Because men that actually live with women or have lived with women, we know better, baby. We know better. So let's not allow men to pull the shaming tactics up about you guys. Let's not allow men to pull the shaming tactics up about you guys out here, about you ladies out here that man, sometime that menstrual cycle. Let's not go there. Let's just not go there. Let's just not go there. Man, Jesus. Oh my goodness. Let's just not go there. Woo-wee. Man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, sad part about this is we all have bodily functions as men and women and stuff like that. And it seems to be in this broadcast here that a lot of these women are, you know, trying to say that these, you know, the men that they stay with have their own funks or, you know, things like that. And, you know, bodily functions that they can't deal and live with. But you ladies have your own bodily functions and stuff like that we as men tolerate. And you know, it's not that, you know what I'm saying, we're trying to shame you for that, because we don't. En masse, we don't. We understand the humanity of how these things work with your menstrual cycles, and you know what I'm saying, when you use the bathroom and you think your shit don't stink, and we can, you know what I'm saying, we go in the bathroom behind y'all too, and you know what I'm saying, you done blew the fucking toilet up. You done blew it up. But you think as a woman that your shit don't stink. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Man, love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.